Hello, welcome to this version of 10 at 10. We'll kind of wait for a little bit for the actual introductions and stuff and kind of let people fill in a little bit. Usually we'll give a minute or two, but yeah, we were just talking about the weather a little bit earlier. Taylor had mentioned that it's kind of the easiest thing to talk about weather, mostly with all the weather that's been happening around Sioux Falls and Sioux City. It's kind of just interesting.
For sure. It's either raining or hot and humid. So,
It's always either or. It's like I keep on joking, like, man, I should I should just move to Florida. Basically, is what it's like here. Super crazy,
yeah, for sure.
but yeah. And yeah, well, that's probably been enough time. So, I'm Spencer Koppel. I'm a digital strategist or specialist, sorry, here at Key Media Solutions. And basically, what that means is I'm in platform, kind of putting the ads in. So, like, if you're seeing something on your phone, your TV, anything like that, that means that I'm there. I'm making those changes and putting those in front of you. Pretty cool stuff, and I'll kind of get into it a little bit more here later.
I'm Taylor Nelson, digital strategist here at Key Media Solutions. I do part of what Spencer does, but then also help set the strategy for those ads. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll just get right into it then. I think we'll get right into the meat and potatoes. So DDP, or data-driven programmatic, as you saw in the title, what is it? Kind of a little refresher on what it is, or at least what the targeting means for it. First-party data. So that's something that you, as a client or as a advertiser, would provide to somebody like us. So that'd be something like purchase behavior data from your CRM, just kind of items like that that are more applicable to your actual like you have that data of, I know that I have 10 purchases from here from this person, or like emails, stuff like that. That would be a first party data. Third party data is going to be from like third party or external providers. So that can be like interest categories or demographics, kind of stuff like that. Not quite as in depth as first party, where you specifically have, you're like, I know that, this person from this email, it made a purchase. So it's super applicable to what you do. And then behavioral targeting. So this is kind of like the most interesting thing to me. And so this is where we're able to like target specifically on habits or past actions or people with intent. So, for example, and I'll kind of get into weather a little bit later, but let's say that you are wanting to, uh, sell cold drinks, something like that. Like, that behavior-wise, that somebody's looking to, make a purchase. They want to, they're parched. They want to be refreshed, something like that. You're able to like look at their previous actions. And kind of target on that, or based on intent. So that they're going to be going to the grocery store. They're looking at grocery stores around them, stuff like that. And you're able to target based on the intent behind that. So behavioral targeting is kind of just, you're able to literally in the name kind of target based on the actual behavior of the person themselves. And that can be like habits and stuff like that. Super interesting, and it's super in depth, and it would definitely take more than 10 minutes to discuss full what it means, but there is some cool stuff that we're able to target from behavioral targeting. And then kind of I had talked about a little bit earlier, weather targeting. So that's something fairly new that we're able to target. And so that's actually, as the name also implies, is based on actual weather within the area of the user you're targeting. So that can be, going off the cold beverages thing again. That can be if the temperature is getting super hot. You're able to target your ads specifically to those areas that are very hot. Or let's say, with the weather that's happening around Sioux Falls and Sioux City, let's say you are, a roofing company. You want to specifically target on places that, just had high winds. You want people that are potentially looking for services that could help them. You're able to target like weather based like that, which is super cool. And then UV also is another thing. So like, let's say it's going to be a really high UV day, and you're a sunscreen company. You want to, target the people that are going to be looking up or have interest in buying sunscreen. So you want your ads to be placed in front of them before anyone else. And it's super cool that you're able to target specific areas that just have like high UV. And then kind of looking into that a little bit more. So going into behavior rhythms, which kind of follows in the same thing a little bit. So let's say that you're wanting to target people that are, they're avid gym goers, that they're big morning people. That they really like to eat breakfast before they go to the gym. You're able to get placements that are specific to them. So that means that if, let's say you're the gym that they go to. You're able to promote specific classes to them, or let's say you're a competitor gym, and you know that you want people that are regularly going to the gym. They will have a membership. You can specifically target those people, or let's say that you're a breakfast spot that's on the way to the constant gym goer. You're able to target them as well. So hey, be sure that you stop here for your overnight oats before you go to the gym. Those kind of things, kind of setting that behavioral rhythm, which is kind of cool to be able to target. And that's throughout the whole day. So whether that means like if lunch breaks, and I'm super guilty of going to Taco Bell all the time. So let's say that somebody else were to advertise, go here for lunch instead. Maybe instead of going to Taco Bell, I would be going to there instead. So it's like kind of these patterns that we know that are predictable, that we're able to go and target those specific people. And that also goes kind of into the home as well. So like, let's say at the evening, and I think my example earlier was Last of Us as a TV show. Let's say I'm going to go watch the TV show Last of Us, and I see a commercial for something. Like every week I'm going to be watching my TV show. I'm able to target those specific people that will be always there every week to make sure that they're watching. And I'm able to so like, let's say it's like a meal delivery service. I'm able to target those specific people that I know will be watching every week, and on time basically. So it's kind of helps to trigger, like to target those behavioral rhythms, which is super interesting.
So next, I'm going to talk about real-world events and using them as triggers to tap into current events and cultural moments. So take sports games, for instance. You'd want to show beverage or snack ads pre-games, and then sports betting apps during halftime. So why does this work? Sports are communal, emotionally charged, and predictable, perfect for time events. So some strategies behind that. So for pregame, you'd want to promote like party snacks, pizza delivery, and beverage brands. The creative messaging you'd want in your ads would be stock up before kickoff. During in-game, you'd want to push sports betting, fantasy leagues, or second screen apps. And then post-game, you want to target fans based off of like your winning teams with celebratory offers. Another example would be like holidays, drive early engagement for sales and gift purchases. So why this works, holidays come with spending intent and predictable shopping behaviors. Some strategies behind this would be to launch campaigns weeks in advance to build awareness, then pivot the urgency to messaging like last chance. Create holiday specific creatives along with colors, themes, and emotion, and then include micro holidays like Valentine's Day, back to school, or Earth Day. And then lastly, another idea, political cycles. This pushes advocacy, donation, or policy-driven campaigns. Why it works, elections drive heightened attention to causes, policies, and social identity. Some strategies behind that, it aligns messaging with voter engagement, advocacy, or issue-based positioning. You want to time your campaigns around like debates, primary voting days, or legislative moments, and then use geo-targeting to tailor your messaging or state or district level races. So events provide natural emotional hooks and heighten audience's attention. Just a few more touches on like why event-based targeting works. High intent and emotional context. Real-world events create strong emotional backdrops. There's celebration, urgency, and pride around them. Predictable timing. Many events are scheduled far in advance, establishing strategic planning and automation. And then audience concentration. Events unify large, engaged groups, making it easier to target at scale. So for instance, like the Olympics, I know last year we had a client who ran ads during the Olympics, and that was a huge success for them. And then cultural relevance. Campaigns feel timely, connected, and authentic, driving better engagement and recalls.
Yeah. And so kind of the key takeaway is, us as a digital marketing company, we're kind of able to take, all of these different ways of targeting and kind of reach users at the right moments, basically. kind of how Taylor was saying with holidays. Let's say somebody's on a holiday, and the UV's high. Just having that right timing and right moment where we can target them. We know that they're on vacation, and we know that the sun's up and the UV's super high, so we're able to target as a sunscreen company. You potentially could target. So kind of having those niches to be able to target right moment, right time kind of thing. And then also being able to like tap into emotional drivers, whether that be in like a sports mat. Like we know that during sports, you can have those specific ads that would help with emotional driving, to kind of help with like celebration, like Taylor had mentioned. And then it also helps the campaigns to feel relevant, timely, and personal. So you're able to actually, target based on stuff that's relevant and important to the people around. Um, and then also, yeah, being able to test variations, and review performance based on those environmental triggers. Being able to like throw and try different things with different targeting kind of helps with overall. But yeah, that's all we have prepared. But I think it's just super cool that we're able to target so many different ways.
Mhm.
And you're able to get so far down the funnel of, you can get super duper niche if you really want to. You can super hyper target and be able to, okay, I know this family's on vacation. I know that they're super interested in, food delivery service. It's lunchtime, those kind of things. I think it's just super cool that we're able to, target at such a niche and micro level that you just aren't able to do with it, in an actual physical and like regular advertising. That's something that only digital advertising or DDP is able to do. You just don't have that kind of, even on like Meta and whatnot, you're not able to target quite as much at that granular level. I just think that it helps kind of differentiate DDP or data driven programmatic from basically anything else that's offered right now.
For sure. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat, or if you're watching this afterwards, go ahead and message us and we will respond to them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if not, someone will be back here next week at 10 o'clock to touch on another topic.
I think that's me. I think I'm here next week, I think.
Oh, lucky you. Do you know what your topic is?
Probably social media, I'd assume.
Oh.
I think we're probably gonna go over, talk about a little bit what's going on social media. We'll see if TikTok has any updates. But more than likely just kind of talking about some cool social media stuff.
There you go. There's a little preview of what's to
Yeah.
come next week. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm not seeing any questions, so we're going to wrap up here, and Spencer will be back next week.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Bye.